everyone, and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman fan site in the world. In this, our October 24th, 2022 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including Henry Cavill's official announcement he's back as Superman. We're also going to be talking about Titans Season 4, the episodes, a trailer. We're going to be talking about comic books, January solicitations, and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask for your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you would like to discuss, and to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm just glad that once again they let us have some news to talk about right before the show drops. So,
Awesome.
kind of excited about that.
Yes. So how do fans get involved in tonight's show?
Well, it's really simple. You just go to supermanhomepage.com/live and press the call now button. And that's going to put you into the green room. So you can sit there and watch the show as you wait for us to cue you in, which I don't know if that's going to happen today because something really big dropped right before the show. But you can also use your phone. Scan the QR code that's right next to me right now. It's really simple. Scan that. Usually it's in your photo app now, or your camera app, I guess I should say.
Yep.
If you are going to try to talk to us through your phone, please use your headset. Do not just put the phone down because there is a crackling sound that is just really weird.
And if you're a little bit shy and don't want to get on the camera or on the phone tonight, then feel free to post your comments in the chat right there below us on YouTube. Their fellow fans are tuning in now, typing their messages, having conversations with each other and with us, because Michael and I do keep an eye on the comments and the questions that you might pose in that comments section. So feel free to post there. And if you'd like your comment or question featured live on the screen, that's called a super chat. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol there on YouTube. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question on the screen as we go along. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. We appreciate your support. If you want to support the show or the website, simply click the join button there below on YouTube. Well, Mike, as you said, the gods are smiling on us once again. Big news drops before the show rather than after the show, which has kind of happened to us in the past on a regular basis. But the big news today was Henry Cavill posted an official announcement stating that he is back as Superman.
Yeah. And that is where I'm going to say, okay, we can finally say, yeah, he's back as Superman. I mean, obviously he was back as Superman. Spoilers, though. It's the worst kept secret about this film. He's in Black Adam. I've watched different phone camera recorded versions of people taping it in the movie theater, which I'm sure everybody sitting next to them really appreciated. And so we knew that he had suited up and he had a really brief scene. That's a lot of work for like 30 seconds of screen time too, I have to say. Again, spoiler warning. There's actually it's actually kind of cool when you watch it because you see him landing in the smoke.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, that's actually, I was like, that's cool. I like that. And, it was the Williams music. A lot of people were probably involved in that decision because they had to get the Williams music cleared. And here, I'm going to make one quick note on that before I go on. You do dun 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 dun. Everybody knows it's Superman. What were they going to do with the Zimmer theme? There is no build up to the fanfare of the Zimmer theme that is like the music they played in the scene. So I'm just talking musically. It made more sense.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll still end up going with a Zimmer theme in a movie or something down the track. Yeah. They might, this was just to kind of hype that and, that reveal.
Yeah. But But the fact that Cavill actually announced it and shared the photo that is behind you right now, uh, and that he says there's stuff coming up, and more than anything, though, I was really kind of touched that he thanked the fans for their support, which he did definitely have a lot of support.
Mm.
So I like that this is official, and I'm hoping because he's saying something about it now that we're going to get a movie sooner rather than later. I know we're not getting anything next year,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
but hopefully 2024, 2025 at the latest. Um, we'll get something because I know they want to work on I know they want a good script, and they want to make this really special.
Mm. Well, let's have a look at his video message and let's see what he had to say, and we'll break that down. Here's his announcement.
Hey everyone, I wanted to wait until the weekend was over before posting this because I wanted to give you all a chance to watch Black Adam. But now that plenty of you have, I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman. And the image you see on this post and what you saw in Black Adam are just a very small taste of things to come. So there's a lot to be thankful for, and I'll get to that in time, but I want to thank you guys most of all. Thank you for your support and thank you for your patience. I promise it will be rewarded.
There you have it. So he says plenty more to reveal, and he thanks the fans as he said, and he said we'll get to more of that in time. But it's more than just cameos. I mean, he wouldn't just appear for a cameo if he hadn't
Yeah,
had it right. I mean, there was opportunity for him to make that cameo at the end of Shazam, and he said, "No, I don't want to just do a cameo. There's got to be more to it." And so he's now come back in a cameo in Black Adam because there is more to it. There is something more happening. That is a Superman film starring Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel, not just more cameos.
yeah, and Mind the Gap in the comments just said that there's a rumor he's now in the Flash, which would make perfect sense. And considering how delayed that film is, you could probably film like 57 cameos. I mean, this one was so like last minute,
Mm,
uh, that I think with the Flash it might make more sense, especially if the Flash is used, as the rumors have been circulating, that the Flash is going to use to do a soft reboot
mm,
of the cinematic universe, or at least create a multiverse.
mm-hmm.
And what I'm kind of hoping is that what are they going to undo? Well, you undo BVS, which right now there's people out there sharpening their knives and wanting to burn me in effigy. Um, if you're going to do a Superman film, I think you're going to want to do Clark Kent, and you can't do Clark Kent when Clark Kent's dead. Though at the end of Justice League, to be fair, he's wearing the glasses, so maybe they work something out about that. No, this is this is really exciting and has me, like you, thinking, no, this can't be just a couple cameos. Why would he be so excited about suiting up for 30 seconds to 1 minute of screen time?
Well, we already
Uh,
spoke last week about the fact that a Superman film starring Henry Cavill is in development at Warner
yeah,
Brothers. So that was from the Hollywood Reporter. So it is happening. It's just a matter of uh, when. And as you said, 2024, 2025 is probably the timeline we're looking at because that's just how long things take. We don't have a script. We don't have a director. And it was interesting because I saw both Danny Garcia and Garcia, Hiram Garcia, saying that using the Dawn of Hope kind of hashtag, and Henry says it there. It's in his post. I wonder if that's just using hope because that's the symbol of Superman,
yeah.
and it's a dawn of a new era, as they keep saying about with DC and the new hierarchy there and what's happening. Or could the film could be called Superman Dawn of Hope? I doubt it because we've had Dawn of Justice already.
No, I don't think you would want to call it Dawn of Hope. It's a good what is that, marketing tool.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, a Man of Steel with another, like
Or Man of
something else in it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think they're going to call it Superman something. Uh, mainly because you've had four,
Yeah.
five counting Superman Returns, six counting the Donner cut. You're now running out of like things to say after Superman.
Mm.
Um, but Man of Steel Returns, I still think is what I'm pulling for. Just because I think it would be amazing, and if you're really going to do it right, you have it be like the multiverse film with all the other Superman, and you bring Brandon Routh in just to mess with everybody.
Well, it's interesting because the whole multiverse thing could mean that we get totally different supporting cast members because
Yeah,
Amy Adams is older than Henry and was back in Man of Steel. Is she going to return to play Lois? Is
yeah,
um, Lawrence Fishburne coming back as Perry White? We don't know any of these things. They haven't been ironed out. So for all we know, being a multiverse kind of thing with the Flash probably kind of restarting things, we might get new cast members coming in for those roles, and they just say, "Hey, this is a new slate. It's still Henry Cavill as Superman, but this is not the universe that you knew from Man of Steel." Maybe.
yeah. I think what people want more than anything right now is just a good Superman film.
Mm,
More than anything, just I think Superman. I think generally that's what Superman fans want.
yeah.
You're always going to have your subsets, and I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I was remembering, as we've talked about, I was remembering the Smallville Wars, uh, and how ugly it could get between the Smallville people and the Superman Returns people, and the arguing that went on there. And now we're just doing that, but more amplified. Um, there have been some truly unhinged reactions to all of this on Twitter. Just calling Henry Cavill a traitor, saying that everyone should boycott Black Adam, they should boycott the new Superman film. And guys, y'all, if y'all boycott the film, it's still probably going to do fairly well. in all honesty,
Yeah, yeah. I
it's
mean,
because you're a
seriously.
small portion. You're a small portion of the fandom. I'm not trying to denigrate that because the Superman I like is a small portion of the fandom. So it's just mind the gap, shut your mouth. Watching it end up being based on the Brian Michael Bendis run. There are
God,
children, watching this right now. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
nightmares. Yeah. So,
No,
look,
I mean, if they were going to adapt a comic, and it was up to Henry, they probably would do For Tomorrow, which I think is a bad idea, but still.
yes, as long as John Romita Jr. is not designing anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll do that Men of Tomorrow arc that Jeff Johns wrote, and yeah, he'll have the super flare at the end of it.
Yeah.
All of these are terrible ideas, by the way.
Yes, don't listen to us. We're talking out of our backside. So it's exciting news. The suit, Henry looks good. The hair looked really interesting. There's for the first time something along the lines of a spit curl, or at least his hair is not brushed
saw
all the way
that.
back. The suit is definitely more along the lines of Man of Steel suit. There's none of the Kryptonian writing in the S. It just seems more like it was the original suit than anything else.
Yeah, I like the way somebody was commenting that the S looks flatter. I don't know. I still think they need to do something about that midsection. I'm gonna die on that hill.
So look, exciting news, and Henry, as I said, he said he wanted to wait for the weekend for people to be able to watch Black Adam, and most people have now. And as he said, there's been so many of those kind of little videos of people posting the reactions of that. I'm sick of people actually setting up cameras in front of themselves, and as if reaction videos to me are so fake. It is ridiculous. Yeah. And by supporting these people who do these ridiculous things, setting up cameras in cinemas with their friends, putting their phone lights on them so that they're actually highlighted so they can see themselves in the video that they're recording. It's just ridiculous. It's preempted. It's not true. It's not a. I mean, they know what they're doing. They know what they're expecting, and they're playing up for the camera. I mean, reaction videos are so fake, in my opinion. It's not funny. Most of us just sit there with our mouths open and staring, and then we react afterwards. Nobody reacts during a thing while they're wanting to hear and see and, figure out everything that's happening in a scene. If you're the kind of person who screams out or goes off like a nut while the thing's happening and you miss the dialogue of what the person's saying, then if I'm in that cinema or that theater with you, you're going to get something poured over your head.
I remember when Crisis was going on and I was watching the fight between Tyler and Brandon, and my wife filmed me doing it, and I really wasn't moving.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was just I was just really enraptured with what was going on. I didn't know she was filming me, and then at the end I was like, yes, and that was the extent of my reaction as I was
100%.
watching it.
And that's
Reaction videos
normal.
are by their nature. I mean, you go and all that, but I think most people just, if you see something that really excites you, I think most people are kind of silent at first because let's face it, we're Superman fans. Um, we're not used to getting things, and I know everyone's just like, oh, he's the most, he's one of the world's most recognized character. Yes, but it's been a weird 30 years for us. Uh, and I'm not even kidding about that. It's
No,
just like
exactly.
we've had so many things kind of dangled in front of us and then snatched away, and it's never worked out. And we've had two solo Superman films, and both of them didn't perform as well as the studio wanted it. So the sequels that we were promised never materialized.
Hmm.
So I think most of us are probably, when presented with like Henry Cavill on screen, it's just like, wait, is this actually happening? Am I
Yeah.
hallucinating?
Pinch me.
Somebody slipped something in my drink. I mean, it's just, and I'm not saying that as, oh, we're victims, because we're not.
No,
It's a fictional character. But
exactly.
I think as compared to other characters, especially like Spider-Man or Batman, uh, we've got the short end of the stick for a very, very long time. Which is why, even with Henry making this announcement, I'm still a little guarded. I'm still not ready to fully buy into it.
Always a little bit hesitant. But look, Dwayne Johnson has been a big advocate for Henry's return. He had a chat with Collider.com about this, and here's a little bit of what he had to say about that post-credit scene and how it all came about.
When we do say that, when I say about this is a new era in the DC universe, it is listening to the fans, and we're not always going to be able to do everything that they want, but we are going to listen. So that the person you're talking about, is a reflection of not only listening to the fans, but you got a guy who embodies the. You got a guy who embodies Superman.
Couldn't help himself. He tried to figure out a way to say it without saying it,
Yep.
but he had to get in there, and he dropped the name. So I mean, it's out there. People don't complain about spoiler alerts and all that kind of stuff. The movie's out. People have seen it. Everyone knows. Henry's announced it. If you're surprised by the fact that Superman is in the end credits of Black Adam, then you've been hiding under a rock somewhere. And for a while there, I was trying to be,
Congratulations.
yeah, I was trying to be as as polite as possible and give spoiler warnings and everything like that. But once it's out in the public domain and everyone's talking about it, it becomes really impossible to do a show like this without discussing spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough line to ride, because there probably are people that didn't want to be spoiled on it, that would have preferred to have it happen as it did.
Hmm.
Um,
Go see it opening
just
night.
as I'm sure there were people that would have preferred not to know, 100% for sure that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in Spider-Man No Way Home.
I haven't seen it. No, I'm just kidding.
And I didn't know about it. I wasn't going to see the film until probably either, it came out on Blu-ray. And then, like I was joking about that last week, and that's why I joke about it. I was just like scrolling through my For You page on TikTok, and suddenly just like video after video after video kept popping up. I was like, oh, so it is happening. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And it's the same with this. I mean, there were a bunch of people who just filmed that one part, and posted it up, and it's just, I think probably Dwayne Johnson right now, as if I could even think, is peer into the mind of the magnificence that is The Rock, who I actually am pretty much a big fan of. I'm sure now he's probably happier that he can actually just talk about it. Like, he doesn't have to beat around the bush, that he doesn't have to sit there and think of different ways, just, the cryptic welcome back and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's fascinating to me that it took like another regime change to get this done.
Yeah, and it's just crazy that, and Dwayne Johnson has been pretty vocal in his interviews about that. The hierarchy who were there just weren't playing ball. They weren't listening. They weren't, focused on what was going to be what the fans wanted. And he says, look, we're not going to be able to do everything the fans want. And when he's saying that, I kind of get a feeling like there's all those people who want to, bring Zack Snyder back, bring Brandon Routh instead of Henry, like all these kind of people who've got their factions of what they want to see. He's like, we're not going to be able to do what everybody wants. It's impossible. So, people want the red trunks. People want, the spit curl. People want brighter colors. We listen to what most fans say, and we're going to go with what the majority want, but it's not going to be everything that everybody wants all the time. And that's just the nature of life.
Yeah, I honestly at this point don't see Zack Snyder coming back. I could be proven wrong. I'm saying it on video. This, as long as there is a YouTube and you're keeping videos on it, this will be out there for people to use against me later. I don't think they're going to bring Zack Snyder back. I think they want to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have played the Williams music if it wasn't a hint that they were taking the character in a different direction.
And it nearly didn't happen. That whole scene at the end of Black Adam, they filmed it with, again, a headless Superman, with an actor, a stand-in. And they played that to the executives at Warner Brothers, and they went, it works. Even without Henry, it works. We understand it now. And then so they realized that getting Henry back was, a smart plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here's another interview Dwayne Johnson did with, who's this one with? Comicbook.com. Have a listen to what he said about, the post-credit scene and, what's currently taking place.
Sir.
Sorry, did that one already. Here it is. Talks about Henry Cavill's shocking return.
I'm going to save this until after the movie comes out if you'll speak on it.
I will.
But what did you say to Henry to get him to suit up one more time and maybe have a future here?
Well, I've known Henry for a long time. We're buddies. My longtime business partner, Danny Garcia, she has been a big advocate for Henry. She's managed Henry's career over the years. It came down to, dude, we love Superman. There is new leadership about to happen in Warner Brothers. Here's an opportunity. We on our end of Black Adam, we will do everything we can to pay homage and respect to the mythology of Black Adam and build him as being the most powerful and unstoppable force on this planet. And if we do our job right at the end of the movie, then in comes not only the most powerful and unstoppable force in the entire universe in Superman, but also the one that the fans want. And that's the difference. And that's the new era I'm talking about. This new era in the DC universe is we listen, man. We listen to the fans. And we may not.
There he goes again, talking about listening to the fans. But yeah, he speaks so well about, and he's saying the things as Superman fans we want to hear.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's just I'm amused at the most powerful person on the planet, most powerful person in the universe. That's insinuating that Superman might be able to take Black Adam, which is weird for The Rock to say because he's Black Adam. But I think, and the way the scene is set up, again, spoilers. There's this really great moment where he's like, "It's been a while since somebody has made people this nervous," and I'm like, "Oh, that's a really cute way of tying back into people's reaction to Superman
himself.
Revealing, getting revealed to the world, basically, in the I still hold the most unfair way possible.
Yes,
and I like how the way the scene played is that he's just like, we need to talk. It's like we're not immediately going into them fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Superman's approach, isn't it? It's like violence is the last resort.
So it's just so weird that of all the people that we're going to have to champion Superman, it is, the people's champion, The Rock. Like Dwayne, like talk about the one most least likely.
Yeah.
Because I would never have thought, okay, the guy that's really going to bring Superman back is Dwayne Johnson. And I'm really amused by this because I remember him on Saturday Night Live playing Clark Kent. With the costume spilling out of his clothes. But so all of this is just great news. Just top to bottom, fantastic news.
Yeah, indeed. Now, Henry's obviously going to be doing a number of interviews over the, anytime he gets interviewed from now on, he's going to be asked about Superman. Yeah. And he just happens to have an interview happening this Wednesday night on October 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at the Kaufman Concert Hall and online with MTV's Josh Horowitz live taping a Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, which he will discuss, obviously, The Witcher, because that's a new season of that coming up. Enola Holmes 2 is next week on Netflix. And obviously, he'll be talking about Superman now as well. So if you're interested, I believe that there still are tickets available. I think they're $25 to be a part of in person. You can be there at the interview where it's taped, or online with 92NY. So it's obviously in New York. As I said, Wednesday, October 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will do our best to be able to give you a report on just what does take place in that interview and what he does say about Superman afterwards. So stay tuned for that. But if you're interested and want to go and check that out, make sure you head to 92ny.org. That's 92ny.org, and you'll be able to check out that interview with Henry Cavill on Wednesday night.
Woohoo!
Cool. All right, we're at the halfway mark of tonight's show. We've got plenty still to talk to. We're going to get on to Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons next. We're going to be talking about Titans Season 4 coming up. We're going to be talking about January solicitations for the comic books and so much more. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. We're back right after these messages.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer, the voice of Superman and Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Gosh, Clark, we've got to get back to the office and call London before the meeting's over. Taxi!
With the AT&T card, your people have the power to handle business better.
Taxi! Taxi!
From anywhere to anywhere.
Come on, Clark.
It's okay, Lo. Everything's taken care of.
You always disappear in an emergency.
Order the AT&T card. It gives your people enormous abilities.
And we're back on Superman Homepage Live, where, as promised, Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons, the animated film, is premiered at New York Comic Con and is now available on Blu-ray and DVD as of October 18th. And to celebrate the release of the animated film, Warner Brothers Animation, that is, did release a couple of clips. So let's have a quick look at this first clip about the Watchtower.
Watchtower. Batman Security Code 0x-11 docking.
It's quiet.
Let's do a full sweep.
On it.
So there's just part of one clip. Interesting animation. I like the way that it flows there. It's semi-realistic in a way. And here's the other clip. This one, in this second clip, on the run and unsure who they can trust, Jonathan and Damian head for the safest location they can imagine to lay low and research the weaknesses of an alien force.
We need to lay low. Examine the alien for weaknesses.
And how are we gonna do that? You have an alien handy?
Actually.
Ah! Alright, so Star Labs, maybe? Cord Tech?
No. They'll be compromised.
Okay, then where?
I have an idea.
Interesting design for the Fortress of Solitude. So again, both those clips, you can watch them in full at our website.
Can we stop with the Crystal Fortress? Can we
It
please?
It is what it is now. It's part since 1978. That's what we're getting. You want the giant key back?
Whatever. Actually, I think that would be adorable. I get it. Visually, it's kind of stunning, and I just think that one. The problem with that fortress is it looks like it's the regular fortress, like on steroids.
Yeah, it stands out too much. The fortress should blend into its environment.
Exactly. So
interesting design there. But as I said, Batman and Superman: Battle of the Super Sons out now on Blu-ray and DVD and digital. And you can order yours through our website. The big banner is still there on the top of our front page. I haven't got a chance to look at it yet. I will. I am looking forward to reading it. Checking it out once it comes out. I mean, now that it's out, but I haven't been able to find it in the stores here in Australia yet. But maybe I'm not looking hard enough.
Oddly enough, I'm not like in a really big hurry, and it's nothing against
Yeah.
the film. It's just like one of those things where there's so much more demanding my attention that,
Yeah.
that this is like one other thing that I can kind of put to the side.
Yeah, fair enough. I get you. Before we get into the television side of things, there is a documentary coming out, which is an interesting one. It's called "Selling Superman," and the trailer is available on our website if you want to check it out. But they're doing a Kickstarter at the moment, a campaign to help fund the documentary. They've filmed part of it, and they have a sneak peek trailer available to watch. But pretty much, it's a hidden comic collection of over 300,000 books kept as a family secret for over 40 years. Darren's father, Dale, was an obsessive genius. His obsession, the comic collection, was fueled by his Asperger's, and it progressively overtook the home, but put a strain on his marriage, and it continues to bruise his family even after his passing. Darren is now left with the collection, which includes the prized possession of his father, a Superman #1 with a 7.0 rating. Valued at over $3.5 million, this is one of the most valuable comics of all time. But now he has to decide, should he sell it? Should he keep it? What to do with it? And so the documentary... yeah, sell it to me for $5. It's a documentary is being made. The teaser trailer is up on our website. So it's a documentary about this dilemma and about this family's issues and problems with the collection, especially centering around what to do with that copy of Superman #1. And if you want to check it out, head to our website for the Kickstarter link. Interesting.
If I had something in my house that was worth $3.5 million, it would be irresponsible not to sell it to set my family up for the rest of my life.
Mind the Gap saying, wasn't that the plot of a movie? I don't know if it was.
Not that. There was the movie Comic Book Villains, which was directed by James Robinson, actually. Written and directed by James Robinson. And it had like people that were like Carrie Elways was in it, the guy that played Harvey Bullock on Gotham, DJ Qualls. And it was about the DJ Qualls is like a comic book fan. Harvey Bullock owns like the crappy comic book store. Michael Rappaport and Natasha Lyonne owned like the really nice comic book store. And they hear about this guy that died who had this massive comic book collection. And the film just goes completely insane at the end. It's actually a really good movie. It was very ahead of its time because it came out in like 2001, 2002. I'm wondering if it was re-released now, if it would get a little more traction, simply because comic book culture is just bigger now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, on the television side of things, HBO Max have released a poster and oops, not that one. They've done with that. A poster image for season 4 of Titans, which is imminent. The first episode will air next week, November 3rd, and they released this poster along with a trailer for season 4 of Titans. Have a look.
Whatever happened here, they want to hide it.
They can't hide it from me.
Whatever happened here, they want to hide it.
They can't hide it from me.
Who are you?
Rachel! What did you see?
We should not have come to Metropolis.
The Temple of Azeroth is now yours. Welcome to the ancient world, Mr. Luther. Soon the gods will know your name.
I can assure you, the gods already know me. Connor, this is Lex Luthor. I'd like to meet in person.
Luther got caught up in the occult. He's the only man Bruce Wayne was ever afraid of.
Superman's not afraid of him.
Neither am I. You should be. We're dealing with the supernatural, and that scares me. My name is Jinx.
And this is the person we're going to for help? Good magic versus bad magic.
Dick Grayson, deal maker extraordinaire. Hard pass.
Okay, I don't know whatever all this is, but we do need your help.
The world is a brutal place. We're all so alone. What are you doing? Stop!
I know you, Sebastian. I know what's in your heart.
That's just part of the trailer there. You can watch the full thing at our website now. Yeah, brutal as always, Titans. But
Yeah.
we've got Superman name drop. They're headed to Metropolis. There's Lex Luthor. Superboy is obviously heavily involved. Very interesting. Can't wait for season 4 of Titans.
Yeah, I still have to see season 3, but
fair enough.
I'm
All
terrible
good.
about these.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. So yeah, and they've also released the episode titles for Titans. Here we are. Here, there's the complete 12 episode. First one is titled Lex Luthor, Mother Mayhem, Jinx, Super Mart, Inside Man, Brother Blood, Dude, Where's My Gar, Calls Folly, Dick and Carol and Ted and Corey, Game Over, Project Starfire, and Titans Forever being the last and final episode of the series. So interesting that they released the titles of all 12 episodes heading into the season next week.
Yep.
So there you have it. All right, it's Titans. All right, before we get into the comic book side of things and do our fan favorite segment and also This Week in History, the cast of Smallville, or some of the cast members of Smallville, will be headed to London Comic Con, MCM Comic Con, next week, or the end of this week actually. Tom Welling, Erica Durance, and Laura Vandervoort will be special guests at MCM London Comic Con on Friday, October 28th, and Saturday, October 29th is Erica and Tom, while Laura Vandervoort will be there also on October 30th, so she'll be there all 3 days. Photo ops and autographs are available. mcmcomiccon.com for details. So yeah, there you have it. If you want to check that out, you're in London. This coming weekend is that convention. All right, let's move on to the Smallville thing. Let's get into the This Week in History. Actually, let's do fan favorite first because it's very quick.
Yeah.
So here's our fan favorite segment. All right, Michael, what was our fan favorite question from last week?
What is your favorite Superman drinking cup? And Ron Crosby was our only official entry, and he wrote, I have many Superman drinking cups, coffee mugs, a few protein shakers, but honestly, this is by far my favorite. I chill this in my freezer, and it's perfect for a tall 500 milliliter can of beer. In this pick, I'm about to enjoy it with my dinner, but we'll have a few more to celebrate Cavill's return as Superman.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Ron. That's a pretty nice Superman cup there, glass there with the symbol on it. Do you have yours handy, Mike? Did you bring it down? You do.
I have mine.
Wow.
It was made for me. It's a tumbler
or something.
Nice. Something like that. Yeah, she, Aaron Moss, his wife, made this for me. She took a bunch of comic books, shredded them up, and like it's a solid cup. It's completely airtight. I love this thing simply because it was made for me, and it's so unique. So I've got tumblers, I've got coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Like all over the place. But this
is special,
and it is very special. So, do you have a favorite one?
I grabbed a few. Like yourself, I've got shot glasses and coffee mugs galore. There's this faster than a speeding bullet straw thingy. I don't know where I got that one. This is one of 4 that came out with Superman Returns. It's got There's 4 different ones. There's one of him standing with his hands on his hips. There's another one with one hand out. This is two hands out. So that's and it's got Superman Returns on the other side. This is one where I often have a drink in. It's starting to fade. It fits a nice drink in that one, and you can like kind of frost it up and cool it. And I got a couple of these. They've got the, I don't know if you can see it there. Maybe if I put it on the, no, it's got these. Yeah, you can see it kind of there.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's
From
neat.
Superman the animated series.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
into the
very
glass.
unique.
Yeah, so there's just a couple that I grabbed quickly from the shelving and cabinets around here. So yeah, that's part of mine. But thank you, Ron, for being the only entry. A couple of people say, "Oh, they missed this one." Sorry, Ron, that you missed this one. Yeah, there are some of the drinking glasses that I've got around in my collection, and Michael showed us that one that's in here. So what's our new fan question for this week, Michael, that more people can get involved
What is it's kind of a similar one. What is your favorite Superman pen or pencil?
Yeah, there's been a few over the years, different pens and pencils that have been released. So show us your favorite. Take a photo of it. Show us your favorite Superman pencil or pen. The email address is rolling across the bottom of your screen right now. info@supermanhomepage.com. And we'll get back to the fan favorite segment next week when we return for next week's show and go through the entries that we receive. All right, time for This Week in History. Here you go, Mike.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Alrighty, we're going to start things off in 1952 with 2 books. We have Action Comics number 175, the 5 Against Superman, which looks interesting. It's got a Tommy Tomorrow backup story, and Adventure Comics number 183, where Superman, of course, meets Cleopatra because it's 1952, and that sort of thing was kind of popular at the time. 1962, only 1 book, World's Finest number 130. At least it's not Superman, Batman, and Robin like doing something completely useless and wasting Superman's abilities. So I'm just happy about that. Jumping ahead to 1972, we've got Superboy number 192. It's a super baby story, so I have absolutely no interest in it. I really don't like super baby stories. I've read like several of them, and they're all really obnoxious. But you also have an iconic Neil Adams cover, Action Comics number 419. Man, this thing has been used on a lot of merchandising art over the years.
Big time.
But yeah, it's just classic. I couldn't tell you anything about the story. I just know that that cover has it's been on T-shirts. It's been on
the text at the bottom. Wipe that smile off your face, Superman. You've just become the most dangerous man on Earth.
Jumping ahead to 1982, we have Action Comics number 539 with a Keith Giffen cover, where he's been chained, which happens a lot to Superman, oddly enough. New Adventures of Superboy number 37, where it looks like Superboy is like doing some like trying to crack that dude's back or something. But whatever. And World's Finest number 287, with a really kind of creepy cover of Superman and Batman and Superman fighting. So that's like Tuesday now. 1992, we are still on the road to the death. We have Adventures of Superman number 497, where Superman just decides, you know what, I'm just gonna headbutt this guy. That this is my big move in this. But no, this is a really cool issue. This is the one where Maxima joins the fight, and they basically tear up a small town. That looks like it's kind of a reference to Superman 2 and the sheriff from that one. 2002, Smallville the comic number 1. I remember this was a huge deal when it came out, because you had like original stories, but you also had all like the behind the scenes stuff
and interviews.
Yeah, I remember picking, like, I bought all of them. They're still in my collection.
Same.
And speaking of historic books, Supergirl number 75. which started the countdown to the end of this series. Actually, you had Ed Benes coming on to Supergirl. There were some very inappropriate panels later on, but I remember being really excited about this. Oddly enough, I only say this because eventually we're going to be talking about it. This week was also the 20th anniversary of the first chapter of Hush, Batman Hush, coming out. Which again, I remember being like that rocked to the comics world. That was like, it was Jim Lee, it was Jeff Loeb, and it was this huge Batman story, and we'll be talking about that down the line. Then 2012, we have Superman number 13, Prelude to Hell on Earth. I'm going to try not to go to sleep. And Teen Titans number 13. I dropped Titans way before this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you kept up with it.
No, I didn't.
But Superboy's on the cover, so I figured we had to mention it.
For sure.
In the real world, on October 23rd, 1990, Superman number 50 was released. More importantly, especially
there it is, Superman number 50. Yep.
Okay. Back to Full Power. That is the first printing of that cover. Later on, it would have Historic Engagement Issue, but yeah, this was it made the news. I remember it being in the newspaper that it was going to happen.
I posted this panel on our Twitter and social media accounts, and people were like, "Why does Lois have red hair?" And I'm thinking, "Where have you been?"
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. October 25th, as the other picture that Steve threw up. Makad Brooks was born in 1980. So now currently on Law and Order. So he's gone over to another show that I love. October 26th, 2015, Supergirl premiered. It's all tied up for when the store I was working at closed. It's kind of weird to not have that associated with Supergirl. And on October 27th, Jeff East was born. I am sure that this Thursday he will be raising a glass of something in his birthday celebration. But it made me realize that he was only like 20 years old when he was in Superman the movie. Wow. I don't know why I thought he was older than that.
And if my Facebook memories serves me correct, it's actually like 10 or 12 years this week that we interviewed him on our show. And that was the most memorable. And I even got your memory of it came up on my Facebook alerts as well, that it's like one of the most memorable interviews that we have ever done was with Jeff East.
There are people still joking about it. I have seen it is funny to watch. But happy birthday to Karen Brooks and Jeff East.
And thank God we weren't video show back then. It was only audio at the time.
Yeah.
Because I would hate to think what kind of state Jeff East would have been in visually had we called him.
I don't know if he would have been able to join the call.
No. He probably wouldn't have known which button to press.
He was on the phone, basically.
Yeah. So there you have it. Thank you, Michael, for this week in history. We've got to race through. Sorry to Mark, who's calling in, trying to get in to talk to us tonight. We're just not going to have time to have a chat, Mark, so I apologise for that. But the solicitations came out for January from DC Comics. A number of interesting issues to look forward to. Obviously, the big one there is Action Comics 1051 with this now famous cover of the Superman family of characters. And also, interestingly, because there's no Superman Son of Kal-El that month, we have something called Lazarus Planet, and there's one issue, a tie-in issue called Assault on Krypton. And we do see there Jonathan Kent in the blue Superman electric suit with those powers. So Lazarus Planet, something that's happening in January that you might want to check out. There's a couple of different tie-ins that will be taking place.
Awesome.
Yeah. So also, what else we got? This week in comic books, this is what you have to look forward to this week for comic book readers. And there is an Action Comics to look forward to. And there is, turn that one off. I've already done that. Where is it? To January. Thank you very much. Action Comics 1048 is out this week. People have been complaining about the cover there, not liking the face of Superman drawn by that artist, but it also is available in this variant cover. This pretty cool variant cover. There's a giant key for you, Michael.
Yay!
And there's also a new Metallo looking sketch, and there's a tie-in Black Adam cover. DC Mech, of course there is. DC Mech number 4 is out this week, the 4th of the 6 issues, and that is available in a number of different variant covers. And there's DC versus Vampires number 10, that is out this week, and there's a Supergirl variant cover, and there's also that disturbing looking variant cover there. There's also Young Justice Targets out this week, number 4. That is available in another Black Adam tie-in cover and another variant cover there. And on the hardcover side of things, Justice League Incarnate, the Prelude to Dark Crisis, is available this week as well. And that's what you have to look forward to if you're a comic book reader for this week, dated Tuesday, October 25th. And Baltimore Comic Con is taking place this weekend as well. There's a couple of different Superman comic book creators that you might want to check out, including Brett Breeding will be there. Oh man, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez will be there, Jamal Igle, Philip Kennedy Johnson, Jerry Ordway, Louise Simonson, Dexter Vines, Jim Lee, Gene Lewin Yang, Bob McLeod, and Lee Weeks, amongst others, will all be at Baltimore Comic Con coming up this weekend. It is obviously being held at the Baltimore Convention Center in Baltimore, Maryland. So if you're in the area, you want to head along, a lot of comic book creators, growtix.com is the place to go.
Or if you're from the area, Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Just quickly, I did another one of my kind of Superman Explained videos this week that you might find interesting. It's about Superman and his secret identity, not as Clark Kent, but as Nabil Fawzi. If you're wondering who the hell is that, when Superman comics were... turn off Baltimore Comic Con. When Superman comics were translated into Arabic in Lebanon and other places, instead of Clark Kent, his secret identity was Nabil Fawzi, which is more of a name that's familiar to people of that area. And I go on in that video to describe Superman's adventures in Arabic and also in Iraq. He also went into Germany, Italy, Spain, where he was known by different names. So if you're interested, check out that video, which is online at our YouTube channel. And I'll be doing another one this week if Michael gets back to me on my script for Superman's Freeze Breath. Didn't get that email, Michael?
I don't think I got that email.
Okay, fair enough. I sent it to you to get your feedback, and I was waiting for a response, but I'm guessing you didn't see it, so that's fair enough.
Well, no, let me. Now I feel bad. Oh, no. How did I miss this?
Surprise!
Okay, I'll look at this and I'll get back to you.
All good.
I promise.
So yeah, look out for those kinds of videos on our YouTube channel and on our website as well. But for now, that's the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Superman Homepage Live and spending your past hour with us. Thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And thank you to you, my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Mike.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
Don't forget, if you tune in late, want to watch it all over again, you'll be able to watch this episode in full at our website and on our YouTube channel. But Michael and I will be back next week on Halloween, October 31st, for another edition of Superman Homepage Live, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Hope you'll join us then. Maybe we'll be in costume. We'll see how we go. But until then, make sure you check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Bye.